So, does anyone use red weapons in Crucible, like, ever? Like, other than the rocket launcher? No? No one? That's what I thought. Well, let's hope this video changes that. Now, before I start this video, I gotta let you guys know that you can finally, anyone that didn't pre-order Destiny 2 can finally get the laser pointer. I mean the Cold Heart. That one exclusive gun that you got if you pre-ordered that. Yeah, that one exotic that, I think it was like after a month of Destiny being out, you can get finally. Yeah, so just letting you guys know that. But I'm getting sidetracked. You guys are here to listen to me talk about the Ghost Primus. Now, I think that the Ghost Primus is a really decent gun, that you can do some really good damage in PvE if you know how to use it. And it's a really good gun in PvE, but, nearly every other order rifle is good in PvE, so that we won't really be talking about that at all in this video. It's mainly just PvE stuff, PvP stuff. Now, what makes this gun decent and not really good is because it's part of the 600 RPM auto rifles. Now, I know it's not the same archetype as Uriel's Gift. It's not a 450 RPM auto rifle, so it's not going to be amazing. It's not going to be overpowered. You're not going to destroy the whole entire team, and you'll have to pay attention when you actually use this gun. You're not going to just run around the corner and destroy someone with this, and especially if the Uriel's Gift, they're going to melt you with this weapon. With the Uriel's Gift, if you're using this weapon, if you don't know how to use it, because you have to move quickly, you have to be good, you have to be awesome, you have to know how to use it, and then you'll be able to destroy people with Uriel's Gift. And so don't expect to do amazingly when you're using these kind of weapons, when you're using 600 RPM auto rifles, because don't expect to just destroy the enemy. You're not going to. It's just going to be a good weapon to fall back on or just use. It's not going to, going to destroy the whole team. So when you use this weapon, you just got to know when to take your fights and how to take them and what ways, and you need to assess your situation. That's why it's not going to be your gift where you're going to be like walk around the corner, fire at someone, they're dead. It's not going to be like that at all. Don't expect it to be like that. Now, another thing you need to take into account when you're using this weapon is that you need to use it like anti-OD, because this weapon is best at SMG ranges, anti-OD ranges, not SMG ranges, but it's better at anti-OD ranges, close to medium ranges than other auto rifles. So you have to take that in account when using this weapon as well. So that's the kind of thought process that you'll need to have when going into PvP with this weapon. You don't expect it to be your gift or a 450 RPM auto rifle. Don't expect it to be like that. Don't use it in longer ranges. It's not really the best. That's why you should tend to have a longer range weapon when you use this weapon. So let's actually look at the weapon itself. So as you can see, this weapon is really good handling. So keep that in mind when using this weapon. It's pretty good at firing at the hip. I've had several kills where they've been really close to me, and I've just fired from the hip and I've killed them with headshots. I have no idea how, I just fired randomly, but I was able to kill them. So so it's pretty good at that, and it also has pretty good stability. So and really good reload speed. So keep that in mind. Reload, it's pretty fast. Not that fast isn't going to be amazing. So maybe when you have a build of this, maybe you have one mod for the reload speed for primary assault weapons. That's why I would recommend something like that. And stability, you don't really need any mods for that because the stability is pretty good. It's probably one of the best 600 RPM auto rifle stability out of all of them. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Let's look at the perks of this weapon. The first perk tree that you'll see when inspecting this weapon is a choice out of 3 different barrels: arrowhead break, corkscrew rifle, and fluted barrel. Now, I like to use corkscrew rifle because I like the increased range and stability, and also the handling is already pretty good, so there's no real point in upgrading the handling. The next perk tree that you'll be seeing is a choice out of high packed reserves, which makes the last half of your magazine do more damage, and Ampious Assassin, which with every single kill you get, you will get an added ammo increase once you reload. Now, Ambient Assassin is pretty much useless in Crucible because rarely you will find that you'll be needing the perk in Crucible, because you'll find that you won't be killing that many people in Crucible and then reloading, because you die quite a lot in Crucible. And yeah, so it's not really important. So I prefer to use high impact reserves because it is so much better in Crucible, especially when paired with the under pressure, which makes this gun more accurate as the magazine gets lower. So this basically means that you can get kills quicker, and also with more precision hits, and a lot quicker and more precise, getting on the headshots a lot more quicker, and it's just absolute killing machine if you get to that point, if you get down to it, and it can be really good in a fight when you're fighting 2 people. You're in 2v1 and you've killed one, but you have a little bit of health, down because they were shooting you, and now you're at like 22 bullets, and then you start firing onto them, and they are on damage because you have this added perk, pairing. You can literally just melt through them, and it doesn't matter how much health you have because the added pairing of this perk made it so that you kill them a lot quicker than what you would if you didn't have these added perks in. So that's why I choose these two perks for when I choose these two perks for Crucible. Now, a couple things that you need to know is that high impact rounds proc around 22 bullets, and under pressure really starts to work around 22 bullets. But I'm not saying it doesn't work before that, because it does. It's just that it's just not that noticeable or effective until it reaches around 22. I think like maybe 24 or 25 bullets that actually starts to be noticeable. But it's just around 22 bullets. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you see the your gun flash, that means high impact reserve says procced, and yeah, that's basically what you need to know. So you can technically you can get this mag down to 22 bullets and then run around the corner and kill someone a lot quicker, and you would have the advantage because you have full health, but you'd also be killing them quicker and being more accurate. But the only negative I really see to that is that you might run out of bullets really quickly because you have half your mag. So that means if there's a second teammate, you're pretty much going to die because you won't have your primary won't be full with, like, your primary will be full and it'll be too late to switch and you just die unless you can get out there pretty quickly, and so you could do that. But that's a really good idea if you want to like if one enemy's coming around the corner, you kill them. But that's the real purpose of you using this strat, because I wouldn't use this. Like, I personally wouldn't use this at all, because the chances of there being two enemies is a lot higher in Destiny 2, like very high, because team shotting is so important. Team shotting is like the main way you kill people in this game. So it's very unlikely for it to be one player. It's more likely there's going to be two or more. So I would just just use one weapon. Just use use a full mag. Don't use the strat, most likely, unless this one enemy is going to come around the corner and you have lower health. Then I would start fire at the corner, and then once he gets to 22, he comes around the corner, you just gun him down. That's my best point. But usually if he's that aggressive, you use it as a more close range weapon. So you're pretty fucked. Probably has probably has Last Hope. Probably somewhere in there. He's probably using Last Hope or something, or shotgun. So honestly, there's no real hope for you. You probably should just ran. But best way to do it, just like that. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, when you're using this weapon, because you want to use this like anti-OD, I recommend using a long-range weapon, like a scout rifle or a pulse rifle, one of those. Probably the best pulse rifle to use is probably the Crucible one. That one's really good. For some reason, like, even though pulse rifles, the faster ones are a lot better, usually are a lot better than a lot of people use. These ones are really good at long range. Like, these are melt. Like, this can literally destroy a Mitre. I've killed people against Mitre with this weapon. As long as you're like dipping between corners and moving and becoming a hard target, then you can easily melt a Mitre with this weapon. I don't even know why. Like the Crucible pulse rifles is that good. So yeah, that's my main go-to long range weapon when I'm using any 600 RPM weapon, because it's that good for longer range. So yeah, so basically that's why that's long range weapons. Try to use if at the most. Don't try to use any like definitely don't equip any close range weapons for your special, and don't use any auto rifles because you've already got one, like Euro's gift or anything. No point in using those. So yeah, just use like a pulse rifle or scout rifle, one of those. There's several those you can use in your bullets that you could use in your secondary slot that are good for longer ranges. And I'll put some, I don't know the names of them, but I'll put some recommended ones up on the screen now. So there you go. So just use any one of those weapons, and you should be okay with using 600 RPM weapons. And also, this is for all of them. Any 600 RPM weapon. Always best to use one of these weapons with it, because it's just a really good combination and pairing. So yeah, just use one of those weapons. Yeah. And as I said at the start of this video, we're not going to be talking about PvE. It's 600 RPM and water rifle. They're all really good in PvE. This is actually pretty good if you use the second perk in the second perk tree. Use that in PvE. It's all good. It's really good in PvE, especially with hordes. You just I've gotten like, I don't know, like 70, something like, I don't know, 75 bullets by using this perk. It's pretty good. Yeah, so just using PvE, it's pretty good. It's really good. It's a raid weapon, so what else do you expect? It's most likely gonna be good in PvE. So, in conclusion, if you have this weapon, use it for PvP, and definitely use it for PvE. It's really good in that. So yeah. Other thing, a couple just tips at the end. Don't use it in longer ranges. That's bad. That bad idea. That's gonna kill you very quickly. And use like anti-OP. So that's what I really say. So bye.
Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. 3 minutes.